Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Yeah, coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Funny Man, coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Good morning, man. Fa la 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 to everybody, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody, man. How's everybody doing today? It is another episode. It's a magnificent Monday, man. Another episode of See You in the Morning. I am, of course, your host, Mr. Cletus Cassidy. So excited to be in the building with y'all all again on another Monday morning, man. I'm going to get right into the show today, man. It is See You in the Morning. It's my horrible idea to get up every morning and bring way too much of my personal business into y'all world. Give y'all way more than y'all desire, need, all of that stuff. I put way too much of my personal business out in the street, but y'all tune in and listen for whatever reason. So I can't be mad at you. I can't be mad because y'all tune in to listen. So I'm excited about that. If this is your first time hearing this, you're about to experience something so cold. If you've been here before and you found it out robbery to come back again to watch, man, I appreciate you because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, man. And that makes me feel good on my inward parts. It's a show of reciprocity is what we do, man. We reciprocate on this show, man. I give you a little something, you give me a little something, and together we all end up with a little bit more. That's how it is. So we're starting off on a Monday, magnificent Monday. What we do on Monday is we try to master Monday. We show Monday how this week is going to turn out. A lot of people dread Mondays. A lot of people are like, oh, no, it's Monday. No, we take the opposite approach to it. We see that as Monday. We go in. We say, hey, look here, Monday. Look here, Monday. I'm gonna make Monday it's another way to call a cat a kitty. I'm gonna make Monday my female dog. I'm gonna grab Monday by the horns and hump it into submission. And so that's what we're here to do, man. Hump Monday into submission, man. So if we can set the standard today, man, have a great day today, then the rest of the week knows, hey man, we ain't got nothing to do but fall in line. That's what the rest of the week will do. The rest of the week be like, hey man, it's time for me to be right, to act right. So that's what we're excited about on today. So now the way that this show starts off, man, everybody that speaks to me, I try to speak back to. Now I'm running on all my platforms today. You can always catch this show on right here. The home of the show is Facebook Live, of course. If you happen to be watching on Instagram, you can also watch on YouTube. So we got multiple ways for you to not watch the show daily. Multiple ways, not just one way for you to miss the show. Multiple ways. And then, of course, people watch it again on a repeat. So we got all kinds of ways for people to watch the show. So I'm excited about it. Now, what I do is I try to speak to everybody that speaks to me. I try to be a good morning person, a solid individual, and speak to the people that speak to me. So let me get that started by giving out what I like to call the mythical morning medals. The mythical morning medals, the triple M's. The mythical morning medals, and it's just something that lets the people know that you are appreciated. For the first 3 people that speak to me, they get the medal. So let me go ahead and get them out. Winning the bronze medal this morning is TT, Tiny and Tasty, Miss Crystal Pennell. Good morning, TT. I couldn't remember what your nickname was. It just came back to me. TT, Tiny and Tasty, because you're pocket size. Winning the silver this morning is Nisha Elliott Alston. Good morning. And winning the gold this morning is Franita. It's Spanish for Frank and Nita. Franita is Spanish for Frank and Nita. So Franita with the gold, Nisha with the silver, Crystal with the bronze. T. Moore. Good morning. Aluminum 4th. Delisa coming in 5th. Rhonda Thompson Alexander, my bestie. Good morning. How are you this morning? I see you were able to survive being trapped in the airport with a screaming baby. Good morning, Letitia. I think you told me what it was, Letitia. Good morning to you. Rhonda, it's nothing worse. And first of all, I'm gonna say this about my friend Rhonda. My friend Rhonda, she chronicles a lot of the things that she goes to. Apparently, she went to a super church service over the weekend. Good morning, Ursula from the Little Mermaid. Um, I like I have you ever seen somebody go through something and you kind of all right with it? My friend Rhonda went out of town this weekend. Over the past couple of weekends, my friend Rhonda just been traveling. She's been all over the world. Rhonda has been everywhere in the world. She was able to go and get a personal tour of the Obama Museum in Chicago. She's been able to go all over the place. And so she was on the plane. And sometimes you just be like, you know what? That's what you get. I'm tired of all your success. You've been going all over the place, having a great day. You know what? Fine. I'm glad your plane got delayed. I'm kind of happy a little bit. Suffer. Suffer. That's like I have a friend that lives in Orlando, and he lives not far from Disney World. And I was like, man, it must be great to live in Orlando near Disney World. He's like, I hate it. I hate it. He said, you know why I hate it? He said, because every morning I get up to go, and every morning I get up and I see people having the time of their life. They on vacation, having the greatest time ever. They create memories. And what am I doing? I'm going to work. I'm headed to work. So you kind of feel you are allowed to hate a little bit. You allowed to have this much hate in your blood. So I look at Rhonda, like, oh Rhonda, you gonna be traveling every weekend? You gonna be having fun? You gonna be getting personal trips to go see Obama? You know what? I'm glad your flight was delayed. I hope that baby has some high decibels. Because here's the other thing. I already know she don't fly regular. She don't even fly coach. She finna fly first class. So I hope your first class trip was ruined. I hope you feel like everybody back here in coach for just once, not all the time. Most of the time, I want all your flights to be great, but just once in a while, you know what? I hope your peanuts cause a allergy in just one toe. I hope your whole body is okay with peanuts except for one toe, your pinky toe, and immediately as soon as you ate the peanuts, your pinky toe fell off. Well, not your whole toe, just the toenail. And then now you gotta sit there and live the rest of your life drawing your pinky toenail on. That's what I hope for you. That's what I hope for you. Good morning, Rosetta. How are you this morning? Feliz Navidad to you as well, Terry. Good morning, out of Seaboard. So you know how the weekend, you know how Monday goes. When I come back in on a Monday, I recap what happened for me on the weekend. Unlike most of you people, most people in the world work diligently Monday through Friday, and then they had their weekends off and they're able to enjoy the weekends. For the most part, I'm the opposite. For the most part, I don't work much during the week. I do a lot of preparatory stuff. I got to do a lot of email sending back and communicating with people. That's usually when I have meetings. But as far as working is concerned, I got to hold like a rabbit over the weekend. Just rabbits got it good. Rabbits just be like, you ever see a rabbit just die? Just die. They just die right after they do it. They just what if people are more like that? You just give them 7 good seconds and then just die right there on top of her. How did he die? On top of me? Rabbit sex. Anyway, so I work really hard on the weekends. And so I usually come in and give y'all a weekend recap to let y'all know how I was working. Started off this weekend, Friday. Big shout outs to, I don't even know the name of the family. I don't even know the name of the family, but the dad was a proud dad. He's got 2 daughters. One is a doctor, one is a lawyer. The doctor and the lawyer got together and they hired me to perform at their family reunion. Didn't give me any gruff. They asked what the price was. I sent them a price. They were like, here's your deposit. I had the deposit within the hour. I was like, that's why you want to get a doctor and a lawyer working. You get a doctor and a lawyer working, things go better in life. So the doctor and lawyer came together, got me for to do their family reunion. It was a hostile work environment. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It was a hostile work environment. I went in there and I had a good time with the family. It was a hostile work environment because it was a family reunion. So they really weren't thinking about, ooh, we need to come in here, be quiet, and listen to the comedian. It was still kids running around. It was still a couple of drunk uncles in the back. It was like a lot happening. So it was really a test of my professionalism as a comedian because was I able to still be able to deliver with everything happening? It's like, you drop me in the middle of a war zone while everybody's shooting, and I'd be like, hey, welcome to Portsmouth, everybody. Here to go to jokes. So it was great. It was a good time. I had a good time with them and their family on Friday. So shout outs to him. It's not something that I would do often, but in real life, I didn't have nothing to do Friday night, and I was like, let's see what happens. I'm gonna throw this price out there. If they pay it, I'm gonna go. And you pay it, I slay it. And so that's what I ended up doing. Went in there, knocked that show out. So big ups to them. I don't even know the name of the family. That's how detached I was from the situation. I was a mercenary on that thing. I just went in to make them laugh. I was like, listen, I don't even know what the name of your family is. Nobody had on matching t-shirts, so I couldn't tell what it was. So good time with them. Then on Saturday, I was in Union, New Jersey. Union, New Jersey. It's right outside of Newark, New Jersey, right outside of Newark. My bad. That was on me. I pushed the wrong button. It's right outside of Newark. I had a good time in there, man. Really did enjoy myself. They had a comedy show that I ended up being the host for. I was the host for this particular show, and it was a good time. Had by all. I was really really excited because and y'all gotta forgive me. Sometimes I'm a kid. I'm really childish. I get excited about marquees. If you can send me a marquee and the marquee and I'm on the marquee or something about me is on the marquee, I get really excited about that. I do. I don't know why it is, why that's my life. But anytime you be like, ooh, I'm on the marquee, I get really excited about it. So when I pulled up, there was a marquee. Now I sat there and looked at it for about 10 minutes to see if my name was gonna pop up on the marquee, and it didn't. But that's not the point. The marquee was about the show, so I was really excited about that, man. So anytime I get a chance to see myself on a marquee, I get excited, and that's what happened. They had the marquee, and I was up there. I was up there on the marquee, so that was a big shout out, man. That was a good time. That was a good time. So that was in New Jersey. Of course, everything is legal in New Jersey. Everything is legal in New Jersey. So I had a good time hanging out with them in New Jersey. Went up, came right back. Big shout outs to DJ Jess, who is the official. He makes sure everybody knows he is the official DJ of the Apollo. He was the one who put the show on, man. It featured Imagine the Comedian, and it was headlined by Timmy Hall, the comedy cop. That's what he goes by. He is the comedy cop. He is an actual police officer in Baltimore City, Maryland, and he actually does comedy, and he goes by the comedy cop is what he goes by. It is an interesting decision, but he made it, so I got to support him. But there we go. Comedy comes the union. They did. They I forgot there was a Richie Redding, who tours with Cat Williams, was also there. Y'all can see that's what the stage looked like. It was a good time. As y'all can see, the front row. Don't always be afraid when people won't show you the audience. Always be afraid when people put them pictures up, they won't show you the audience. Because usually that means something, as the great Negro poet Keith Sweat says, something just ain't right. And I was right around the corner from the Jay-Z concert. What's going on, Tell? What's going on, Dolores? What's up, Billy D. Williams? I was right around the corner from the Jay-Z concert. Let me tell y'all something. I can't wait to get to that point in my life. I can't wait to get to that point in my life where I can have that many people come. Now, I thought about going to the Jay-Z concert because the last one was on Sunday, and I thought about going to the Jay-Z concert. I went and looked at the tickets. The ticket prices was ridiculous. The ticket prices were ridiculous. But I realized how old I was. It made me realize how old I was. I really did consider going to that Jay-Z concert till I remembered that the concert was outside. The concert was outside in the Bronx, in Yankee Stadium, in the heat. And I decided I didn't want to see Jay-Z that much. Now, that leads me to ask y'all this question. And I'm sure it was a phenomenal experience. I'm sure it was amazing for the people that went. What's going on, Davey Smith? I'm sure for those that went to the Jay-Z concert, I am sure it was a once in a lifetime heat stroke experience. I'm not for it. Jay, you've got to be at the top of my list for me to be like, I'm going to go see it. So that leads me to my first question for this Monday morning. Who is it? Who are you going to go see? Who is the person who, regardless of what the temperature is, what the event might be, you'll go and see them in concert? You'll go and see them in concert, regardless of who it is, where it is, whatever. You'll go watch them in a Siberian snowstorm. You'll go and check them out because they're that great. Who's that person? Who's that person? Who are you going to see regardless? I think for me, there's only one. There's only one concert I'm going to, regardless of what I got to go through. Stevie Wonder. That's the only one. That's the only one that I would go to, regardless of what the price is. Regardless of what the price is, whatever. I would go see Stevie. He wouldn't see me, but I would go see him. I know Stevie would be. I know Stevie wouldn't see me, and I would see Stevie, but I'm going to see him. Who are you going to see regardless? Terry, you're a music person. Fernita, you'll go see Mary J. Blige, Mary Jerusha Blige, regardless of what's going on. I think that's a bold move. I like Mary J. I like depressed Mary J. better than happy Mary J. You can keep that. You can keep that happy Mary J. Nobody likes happy Mary J. Blige. Nobody likes a happy Mary J. Blige. We don't need that in our lives. But depressed Mary J. Blige, great music. Happy Mary J., not so much. I'm not going to go see them boots. No, sir. I'm not even going to do, not even Beyonce. Like, I'm not even, Stevie Wonder is it. Stevie Wonder is the list. Now, I used to say Lauryn Hill. And I still, Lauryn Hill would be kind of a little underneath that level. But Lauryn Hill just hasn't given me anything that made me go. Terry Butler said Jay-Z, Beyonce, Hans Zimmer, and John Williams. You're going to go see them regardless of the price. You'll pay whatever to go see them. Okay, now here's my next question. What's the price that you'll pay to go see anybody? What's the top price? Good morning, Tam from the ugly people. You always say good morning to the beautiful people, but what about the ugly people? The ugly people need to be spoken to as well. We're not going to be disrespectful to the ugly people. We're going to say hi to them on this show. We're not just going to come on in here and just say hi to only the beautiful people. So you said that. What is the top price that you're going to pay? Now, these Jay-Z tickets that I did find, they were like $250 for the nosebleeds. They were like $250 for the nosebleeds. And by myself, it's a no-brainer. I'd have paid the $250 to go if it was inside. I would have had to take my wife with me, which now makes the tickets $500. Then there were some thoughts that had to be made. What's going on, Steve? Steve wants to see CeeLo and Kanye together, or just those are the two concerts that you want to see. T-Pain is a great show. I go to a T-Pain show. T-Pain is an entertainer. CeeLo, but Kanye, yes, I go to a Kanye concert. I'm not going regardless, but I would go to a Kanye concert. I know he's not. Those your people that you will go see regardless of whether the weather was good, the weather was bad. You'll sit out in the rain and watch them in an outdoor stadium. Would you do that, or are those just people that you want to see? So let me change the conversation. Let me change the question for people. Who are people you just really want to see in concert live? Some people you want to see in concert live. For myself, I want to see Bruno Mars. I want to see Bruno Mars live. I watched the Bruno Mars live performance and I was enthralled. I was all in. I was like, that's a concert I want to go see live because I believe that Bruno Mars is gonna bring it live. Listen, from everything that I hear about this Chris Brown and Usher situation, Chris Brown and Usher is a show you got to see. They keep telling me that they're phenomenal. I want to see Boys and Men, Lauryn Hill. I'm trying to think of people I haven't seen that I want to though. Boys and Men, Lauryn Hill. I would love to see Kanye. Jay, I would like to go see Jay. I would love to see Nas. I would love to go to a Nas concert. If you can go to three concerts, regardless of venue, place, or whatever it is, somebody say we got tickets for you. You're gonna be right here, front and center, which I don't do well inside. I've become spoiled. I don't like being in concerts anymore. I don't like sitting in the audience. I don't like sitting with the commoners. I've been in the background so long. I've been backstage at so many shows and stuff now. That's where I feel comfortable. I don't even feel comfortable out there with the people. Okay, now I'd rather not. But the three concerts that you would want to see, three concerts. Now I saw Jay-Z when I was in college, but it wasn't this Jay-Z. When we saw him in college, when he came to Norfolk State Homecoming, he was just getting out. That was Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z that we were able to see back then. He wasn't doing 30 years of Reasonable Doubt. It was the original Reasonable Doubt. So Reasonable Doubt was where I was. I don't know. Who would you go see? Who are your three people that you would like to go see in concert? The three people you would like to go see in concert. Now let's speak about concerts because I do have something. I mean, thank you, TT Mahone. TT said she's been watching me since the Rise and Rhythm Cruise. Thank you. And I'm going on the Rise and Rhythm Cruise again this year. If you haven't gotten your tickets to embark on the Rise and Rhythm Cruise is going on Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. So you ain't got to work. You ain't got to miss work to come to it. You can come in, boom, 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 knock it out. It's on Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. Have yourself a blast on the boat. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have a great time. We are gonna have a great time on the Rise of Rhythm Cruise. That's just some of the people that are already on it. Mary, Kim, Anthony Anderson, Keon Henderson, Shawnee Henderson, Calvin Richardson, Avery Sunshine, Madison Ward, Willie Moore Jr., Cletus Cassidy, myself. I know they've added some people. They added some Shirley Caesar, her niece, Jacqueline Carr have been added. We're just gonna go to the website. We're just gonna go to the website because me trying to remember is just not gonna work out well. Me and my memory is not good enough for us to get that. We're not gonna have that happen. So let's just go and pull up the website and we'll look at it from that perspective. So look at Mary, Kim, Anthony Anderson, Fred Hammond, Pastor Keon, Lady Shawnee, Shirley Caesar, Jacqueline Carr, King George, Calvin Richardson, Avery Sunshine, Madison Ryan Ward, Willie Moore Jr., Darrell Walls, the group Sincere. And then look at me bringing up the rear, being solid at the bottom. Look at that, January 14th through 18th, 2027, riseandrhythmcruise.com. That's all you got to do. That's where you got to go to. That'll get you done. That'll get you in there. I'm glad she brought that up. That was a good time. Now, here's something that I want to talk about. I'm going to get this off my chest because I've been angry about it. I'm probably going to get myself in trouble for saying it, but I've got to say it. The Stellar Awards are coming up. If you don't know anything about the Stellar Awards, this is the opportunity for gospel music. This is gospel music's biggest nights. The 41st annual Stellar Awards is on the way. It's being hosted by Kirk Franklin. I don't have no problem with that. If you know anything about Kirk Franklin, fantastic guy, enigmatic. He has a great personality. I have no problem with Kirk Franklin hosting. Kirk Franklin hosting the Stellars is pretty awesome. Kirk Franklin is hosting the Stellar Awards. Saturday, August the 15th. Now, if you've ever been to the Stellar Awards, and I know most people haven't been to the Stellar Awards, if you haven't ever been to the Stellar Awards, one of the best things about the Stellar Awards is not just the award show, it's an entire weekend. There's all kinds of stuff going on at the Stellar Awards. You got the Stellar Awards that they give out that you see on the television program. They have a whole nother show for awards that are given out that you don't really see, like Best Hard Bottoms and a shouting performance. You'll see those. Those are given away at a different venue. The Stellar Awards altogether are amazing. It's a fantastic event to go to. The whole weekend is great. All the gospel music comes together, and they do it big. It is gospel music's biggest weekend, and that's what they keep saying over and over again. The greatest night in gospel music. So what they have been doing is they will always have, like, they have karaoke nights, they have midnight musicals, they have all kinds of amazing gospel-based stuff because it is the Gospel Music Awards, similar to the Country Music Awards. Now, I've never been to the Country Music Awards before, but I'm pretty sure that at the Country Music Awards, they have all kinds of country music stuff that happens. You got a rodeo, you got a belt buckle competition. I don't know. I've never been there. But I'm pretty sure whenever you have that particular event, everything about it is country. So this year, the Stellar Gospel Music Awards has an official comedy show. Now, there's been a comedy show every year for the past few years. There's been a comedy show, and what they've done a great job is bringing in gospel comics, bringing in comedians of a gospel genre, Christian comedians, clean comedians. They've done a fantastic job of that. I can't be mad at them. This year though, I think I got a bone to pick. This year, I think I've got a little bit of a bone to pick, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. This year, I saw that it was being hosted by my man Griff, phenomenal comedian. If y'all know anything about Griff, he's from the Erica Campbell Morning Show. And Griff does a fantastic job on Erica Campbell Morning Show. He's fantastic on there. Phenomenal. He's the host of the Stellar's actual official, the Stellar Plus stand-up comedy show. Laughter for the Soul. It's a stellar experience, and an experience. It's one of the experiences going on outside of it. So they announced the comedians for the Stellar Plus comedy show. It's hosted by Griff. It's featuring comedian Kelly Kales, Damon Williams, Lil Rel Howery, and Raheem Johnson. I've worked with Raheem. I've worked with Damon. Worked with Griff. Damon's not clean. Raheem is the only one on this particular show that's clean. The only one. Nobody else. My question is, are the Stellars doing a disservice by not using clean / Christian comedians for their show? Would they do that? Would the Stellars have the Stellar Awards featuring nothing but R&B artists and no gospel artists? And I understand sometimes throwing a bone. I'm not saying, and this has nothing to do with the talent of any of the comics. All four of them are fantastic comics. Kelly Kales is amazing. Lil Rel is great. Damon Williams, astounding. Raheem, magnificent. All of them are magnificent performers in their own right, without question. But my question is that correct for the Stellar Awards? Are the Stellars missing the mark by not having gospel or clean comedians? And before y'all go out, in every state you go in, there's some phenomenal comedians who do clean comedy, who are stand-up comics, and who can come give you a great show. My man Kason Wilson's amazing. You got Small Fire, you got Chocolate, GL Douglas. The list is expansive because I've been on a lot of those shows. The list is expansive. Did the Stellars miss the mark? I think the Stellars could still have Lil Rel, but they should have surrounded Lil Rel with comedians who have been grinding in that industry for so long. And I think I almost think it's unfair slap in the face to comedians who have been working, because here's my thing, and I'm gonna say it, and this is me, that I'm gonna move off of this particular soapbox. If we've been working and toiling in this field for so long, trying to provide for this particular community, you got comedians who have been saying, okay, I'm gonna give the church. So Kev on stage is amazing. I forgot about Kev. I didn't forget about Kev. I just didn't mention him. But you got comedians who have been toiling in this industry for so long, in this particular business for quite a few years. Jonathan Slocum, Sister Cantaloupes, all of these comedians just trying to break through in this particular genre, and the Stellars being the weekend for that, they'll be like, nah, we good. We're gonna go get everybody else. What does that say? Does that say that they value ticket sales more than they do their own culture? Why would you go outside of the very culture that you're supposed to be creating to bring in your artists? I'm not mad about it. It's just a question to me. If it's a Christian award show, the comedian should be clean. And they're probably going to have those comedians come and do clean comedy. Now, if you go look up any of them online, except for Raheem, if you were to go to look up any of them online, you're not going to find them doing clean sets. You say to yourself, I'm going to go look them up, see who they are. You're not going to find them doing clean sets. Are they prioritizing making money, selling out more than they are providing entertainment that's going to be there? They said last year, they did the same thing last year. They had it, and whoever the comedian was came, they ended up cussing. Now, I've always had this discussion. I've always had a problem with the fact that it is very difficult for you to go from being a church or Christian-based artist and being accepted if you go outside of it. Kim Burrell decided she was going to do at one point, Kim Burrell had decided that she was going to go and do a R&B album, and people got upset. David and Tamla Mann did an R&B album. People got upset when TD Jakes gave y'all a love album, and it was a little, people got upset. I don't think they was upset because it was TD Jakes. I just think that I don't want my love making narrated by TD Jakes. I don't think it's time for me to get ready to go into the holiest of holies. You put on some good music and you get ready. I don't think that's what I want to hear in the background. It's time for you to get swallowed up. Are you ready to be swallowed? Is it time for a night of swallowing? So yeah, I think that's a little rough. I think that's a little scary. But other than that, I think it was okay that he did, some sex music. Because that's what you want your pastor to give you. I don't know. That's a personal soapbox. I just think that they missed the mark. I don't want to take money out of anybody's pockets. I don't want to take no money out of Kelly Kell's pocket, Lil Rel, Damon Williams, Raheem Griff, nobody. I think you still headline with Lil Rel. You can still headline with Lil Rel. Let Lil Rel headline. I just say surround him with the Small Fires of the world, the Bernard Hines of the world, or the GL Douglases, the Stephans out of Chicago, all of these people who have been toiling in this industry for so long to be headliners in a gospel arena, because now you're opening them up. You do the Stellar show, you're opening them up to a group of people, because to be honest, there are still people who don't know that you can have comedy in church that'd be funny, or that you have comedians that are able to come into your church and be funny and not offensive. Look at the kids in the background. You got to know. Speaking of being funny and not offensive, woke up this morning feeling kind of down. Woke up this morning to a post. Now, I don't know whether it's true, false, or what. But I saw it. And there's a comedian who, and I can't think of the comedian's name right now, only because I want to. But he makes a living. His comedic style is one where he goes into people's jobs. People email him and be like, "Hey, look, my boss is a jerk at my job. Can you come in and embarrass my boss?" So he goes in, and that's what he does. He built up a super following by going into people's jobs. He goes into people's jobs, and yeah, and pretty much lays out their boss. And you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that is crazy." Apparently he did a show in Indianapolis this weekend, and got booed. Got booed. Apparently, not only did he get booed, Calamar White was at the Helium Comedy Club in Indianapolis and did a joke, and the crowd not only booed, they actually threw items at him. They actually took it to that next level of throwing stuff at him on stage. What's going on, Genoa? And I'm gonna put it on there because I think y'all got to see it. It's hard for me to just explain to y'all what happened. I want y'all to actually see what this poor man went through. Y'all tell me what y'all feel about it. Now I don't have no sound for it, but I'm gonna just push play. Viciously booed off stage at Indianapolis's Helium Comedy Club. You can see they are literally throwing stuff at this. That's a whole bottle that somebody threw, which made him have to get off the stage. What are we going too far? Are we going too far? Now, apparently he said some disrespectful stuff on the stage. He said some disrespectful stuff on the stage. Apparently there's a very popular rapper in Indianapolis that goes by the name of Lil E. If you know anything, every community has its rappers that they hold on to, that they care about, that are homegrown. You can't go to New Orleans and talk about Master P. You can talk about them in the rest of the world, but you can't talk about them in New Orleans. It's very difficult to go to New York and talk about Jay-Z. He's beloved in that region. So every area has those type of rappers. Unfortunately, whenever you have these, because of the culture of rap in Chicago, there are certain rappers you can't talk about. Apparently, a lot of the rappers, especially the young ones, because of the lifestyle that they portray and that they follow up with, they end up meeting their demise early. Lil E is a rapper who unfortunately died young. And apparently what he did was he went in and said something disrespectful about Mr. Lil E. And that's when the crowd turned on him. The crowd turned on him. Now, me personally, I'm not for anybody having to go through such shenanigans. I think that's too much. I think it's too much. I think that no matter what you do comedically, you should never find yourself in a position that you ducking that fire. Like, that's a whole glass bottle, and somebody threw that from distance. Whoever threw that last bottle had an arm on them. That is semi-pro baseball bottle throwing. And my second thing is, who gonna clean that up? Who gonna clean all that up? Now you put somebody in the position. What's going on, Prophetic Express? That puts somebody else in position. Them waitresses ain't getting paid enough for them to come and pick up your litter that you done threw at the comic up there. A solid boo, a walkout. I'm all for it. But we can't be throwing stuff at comics. This culture of throwing stuff at comics, running up on the stage if the comedian says something, is crazy. So my question again now, I put it back at y'all hands. Are there no limits to what comedians could say? Because that's what people always say. It's comedy, people. It's comedy, people. Y'all gotta get used to it. What's going on, Yonkers? My man Davon Yonkers is just coming off of his 49th birthday, man. Merry birthday to you publicly, to everybody. If you go to a comedy show, is it okay, whatever the comedian says on stage, you just got to take that with a grain of salt? If you go to a comedy show and the comedian says something about you, are you able to get upset about it because you bought the ticket to go to the comedy show? Now, I think there may be some levels to that. If the headliner says something, I think you can't take offense. If it is somebody that is just opening or the host, maybe, because you didn't pay to come see them. If you purchased a ticket to go and see, if you pay a ticket to go and see Eddie Murphy, and I open up, you don't have to be subjected to whatever I say. Well, now, whatever Eddie Murphy says, you bought the ticket to see Eddie Murphy, but you ain't paid the ticket to see me. So if I come up there and I say something offensive, you have the right to be offended because you didn't come to pay to see me or my style of comedy. I think there's a fine line. I think we have gotten to the point where we accept anything. I think a lot of comics feel like they can say whatever they want to say. Aisha said, read the room, please. And she's going to sit in the back of the room. She ain't never going to sit in the front. You already have a lot of people who have fear of sitting in the front of the comedy show. A lot of people like, man, I'll sit anywhere in the comedy show, but I'm not sitting up front. Now, some people sit up front because they want to be talked about. There's something self-deprecating about some people. They be like, I want to go tonight. I'm going to put on this loud outfit because I want the comedian to talk about me. Fame and attention is a drug. People need it. They desire it. They want it. So you gonna have people all the time that's gonna go and they're gonna be like, man, I gotta go. I got to have it. So they're gonna put on the loudest outfit they got. They're gonna put on something that they ain't got no business. They're gonna sit right there with no teeth and open mouth laugh. If you know your teeth's messed up and you don't even have the respect to do the closed lip, the over lip laugh. If you won't come out there and fire Marshall Bill, you're going to get what you get. Now, I think there's the levels to it. I think that comedians, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of people who I think that there's not proper etiquette in comedy. I think there are a lot of comedians who don't do things correctly. For example, I'm a big believer in the comedians listening to the other comedians that went up. Listen to what the other comedians that went up did so that you don't do the same thing. For example, I can't stand it when you got 4 comedians and all 4 comedians come in and be like, where the married people at? We've established where they were. If you were here for the last 3 comedians, they all asked where the married people were. Why are you coming in and asking, is anybody in here married? Yes, sir. We've answered that 14 times. Why are we being interviewed? Or there might be a person in the front, and this happened to me at my show the other night. It was a less melanated couple sitting in the front row. Now, I don't generally talk about people that come to the show. I generally don't talk about. I will include you. It may be something that I might say, but it's never me kind of degrading you. It's gonna bring you in. If you bring attention to yourself, then I will go ahead and say something, but just to shut it down. But there was a young man and a young lady sitting in the front row. That young man looked just like Michael McDonald, and that young lady looked just like Cher. She had a pair of brand new veneers in. She looked, when I tell you she looked just like Cher, she looked just like Cher. And the gentleman beside him looked like Michael McDonald. So I had done all the Michael McDonald jokes you can possibly do. If y'all don't know who Michael McDonald is, one half of the Doobie Brothers singing On My Own. On my own, why did it end this way? He's also known for Yamo Be There. Yamo Be There. And my personal favorite, I keep forgetting. I'm not in love anymore. Michael McDonald classics. Michael McDonald classics. He looked just like Michael McDonald. Later on, one of the comedians, he hadn't paid attention to my set, because had he paid attention to me, he would have known that I called. And so he came in and he thought he was about to kill him. And he was like, hey, what's going on, Willie Nelson and Cher? And he's expecting everybody to laugh. Nobody laughed because I had already talked about both of them. Plus, the Michael McDonald hit a little harder than Willie Nelson. I did the Michael McDonald, and then the share didn't work because I had already done the share. I think that's a etiquette within comics. But a lot of comics don't listen to the other comics on stage. They be busy in the back trying to make you feel like they're the greatest ever. They talk about a lot of different stuff. I don't think it matters. You came to the comedy show and you should know what you're getting into. Now, there's a level of knowing your audience, but people have become too sensitive lately. And that's what everybody's saying, man. Everybody's too sensitive. People like, they're too sensitive, too sensitive. Now, the only reason this came on is because somebody was in the crowd recording. I am excited when people don't record. Not just because, well, two things. It can be considered disrespectful. If nobody pulls their camera out when you come on stage, that means A, they're not excited enough about you to see you to want to record you, for the most part. Now, a lot of times, man, I've seen people record my whole set. Usually I'll say something about it. I try to ask them not to do it because comedy is different than music. Comedy and music are different. Music, I don't care if you record somebody's musical set. You record somebody singing a song, people are gonna go and listen to that same song forever. If I've said this a million times, if Luther Vandross came back right now just to sing Here and Now and A House Is Not a Home, y'all will go and hear him sing Here and Now, A House Is Not a Home over and over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. Y'all go do it. Y'all just listen to it over and over again. I did the when I did the festival this weekend, I mean not this weekend, Juneteenth weekend, they had multiple bands and they were all cover bands. And you know what they all did pretty much? The same 7 songs. There are cover bands, standard cover band songs. These are songs that all the cover bands do, and they all did them. And you know what everybody did? Dance and sang along with them. Comedians, you can't keep coming and giving people the same joke. You keep coming give people the same joke, they'd be like, we heard this before. Yes, I know you heard it before, but I'm saying it again. Was it funny then? It's still funny now. Let it be funny. Also, there's an element of surprise that comes with jokes. So you want to kind of make sure that you still have your element of surprise. I used to say also people be taking your jokes. It ain't nothing worse than you doing a joke on the East Coast as a comic on the East Coast that lives on the West. He figures you ain't gonna see him no more. You get out to the West Coast, he out there doing your whole set. You be like, it's comedians who I know just ain't funny. Then I hear somebody be like, oh man, such and such was great the other night. I'd be like, well, whose material did they use? Because it won't theirs. Because it clearly won't theirs. They just took somebody else's set and they ran with it. We had a moment at my show this weekend in Union. I was super excited. Now, the family reunion, it was people in the family reunion recording everything. And it's fine because I just, I was riffing. So I'm cool with that. The show in Union, we had a moment that was guaranteed that would have gone viral. I was so excited that it didn't because people won't record and people were so caught up in the moment. They were just there. It was a young man and his girlfriend. They were sitting in the front row. Now, as the host, I do a lot of stuff. If I'm hosting, it's different than if I'm headlining. If I'm headlining, I'm coming in, I'm just doing my jokes, I'm getting out. As a host, I got to do things like warm up the room, make sure everybody's comfortable, get them in the spirit of comedy. Let them know it's a comedy show. This is what you're here for. So I'll do a lot of going around the room, asking people how you doing, where you're from, what do you do, these kinds of things. And, look, what they call crowd work. I come up to a young man sitting on to stage right, stage left, sitting to my right, stage left. And this young man doing a fantastic job, just kind of sitting there. Him and the young lady that they were, and I ask him, questions. Hey, man, what is y'all relationship? Y'all married, dating, all of the above? He said, man, we dating. How long? 6 years. I said, ooh, long time. Should have been married her. I went over to Cher and Michael McDonald, who were of less melanin. This couple was of melanin. I said, hey, what are y'all? He said, married. I said, how long y'all been married? Blah, blah, blah. I said, how long did you date? He was like 3 months. I said, see the difference, sir? See the difference in how black men and white men, they date white men, get right on in. They see it, boom, take it, they gone. We got to wait and get through all our prime years before we get married. So I said, you've been dating 6 years, you need to get yourself together. You need to marry that young lady. Put a ring on her finger, do something. So I go on about my set. I'm going on later on in the show. His phone rings. He's sitting on the front row. His phone rings. Ringer on. He ain't even got it on silent. He ain't got it on vibrate, nothing. His phone rings. Doop, This now captures the attention of everybody in the room and myself. So I said, come on, dog, you ain't even gonna have your phone. I acknowledge his phone ringing because he tried to get to it quickly. I said, oh, you don't even have your phone on silent, and it was face down. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that. Some women, some men, some people feel like that is instant disrespect if you on a date with your significant other and you put that phone face down. Face down is the position of cheaters. 1000%. Leaving mine's up, face up. Boom, this phone's got to stay face up. I just pulled my phone up, it's face up all the time. Wife can see a bit. That's my mama on the thing, on my lock screen. I know a lot of people say the most important thing in your life is on your lock screen. That's how they tell you want to see what type of person you're dealing with. Ask them to see their lock screen. See who's on their lock screen. They got their self on their lock screen. They either single or vain. If you ain't got your significant other on your lock screen or your kids, there's a problem. But I leave mine up. That's my mama on mine. And I just don't have the heart to take my mama off. So that's the lock screen. So his phone was face down. I was like, oh, your phone ringing and his face down is crazy. And you try to answer it real quick. I said, these are signs of a cheater. I said, sir, who's calling? He was like, it's my dad. I said, I don't believe your dad is calling you this time of night. He holds phone up. It says, sir. I said, sir sounds like an alias. Something that you put in there. That's like Pizza Hut calling you at 9 o'clock. That means that is just somebody whose name you put in there to cover up for you. So I say, answer it. So he answers the phone. He's talking. He's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said, no, put it on speaker. He puts it on speaker. I say, hey, man, is this his dad? And the gentleman on the phone was like, yeah, this is him. I was like, okay, so it is a grown man. Boom, it's his dad. So now I've got control of the situation. I asked him, I said, man, let me see your phone. He gives me his phone. I said, how you doing today, sir? I said, yes, sir. I said, your son is here at this show. I said, is your son currently dating somebody? And the dad was like, yeah. I was like, apparently there's a young lady he's been dating for 6 years. Do you know her name? And he was like, yes. He said, yeah, I know her name. I said, what is the young lady's name that he's been dating for the last 6 years? I know it's messy. I know it's messy. I know it's a terrible situation. I probably shouldn't have done it. But we were there now. What is the name of the young lady that he's been dating? And he yells out, Tanika. I said, ma'am, is your name Tanika? She's like, yeah, I'm Tanika. I was like, okay, cool. He passed that test. So the dad is answering all these questions, but he don't even know who I am. So then finally the dad kind of gets mad, and the dad is like, well, who is this I'm talking to? And I told him who I was. I said, hey, your son is at a comedy show. We'll have to call you back in a couple of hours. The show will be over. But is everything okay? This is what his daddy says. No, everything ain't okay. I'm getting ready to be like, oh no, his mama dying, the cats are dead, something, left the. His daddy says out loud on the microphone, no, everything ain't okay. He left his house and he ain't put the iron and the ironing board away. Man, when I tell you, the crowd erupted. And I was like, this is why you can't get married, because you don't even do your chores before you leave the house. I said, now you ain't gonna be able to take her out for 2 weeks because you fit to be your punishment. Man, when I tell you we went off, I like, Mr. Clark doesn't love you because you don't handle your responsibilities. Man, it was a time. When I tell you I went off on that young man not doing, and then throughout the show, I did callbacks to that young man not putting away. But for his daddy to call, that show started at 8 o'clock. For his daddy to call at 9 o'clock at night because he ain't put away that iron and that ironing board. His daddy was hot. And now he can't even go home. And you did this in front of a whole theater full of people. It was crazy. It was crazy. But nobody was recording it because everybody was in the moment. Like, everybody in the theater is like, what's going to happen next? And I thought that was amazing. I think that's what now live performances should be. Live performances now, all you see is this. It's people holding up. And you be like, man, is anybody watching this show? Or have we all become, what happened to the live studio audience? We don't want to be a live studio audience no more. Everybody wants to be a journalist. And I think we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better. Today's word of the day. This is what we're getting ready to get into. Then I'm getting out of here, man. I'm going to get out of here on time, man. Lisa, it wasn't embarrassing, but I didn't know his daddy was going to say that. I didn't know his daddy was going to say that. But he was a good sport about it. He survived. He didn't even try to fight me at the end. So it was good. Today's word of the day, then I'm getting out of here. Today's word of the day is implacable. Today's word of the day is implacable. And I know most of the people get off on during the word of the day. They don't even care about expanding over the vocabulary. Implacable, not capable of being appeased or changed. Implacable is the word of the day for today. Implacable. I'm so excited that you all tuned in again with us on this Monday morning, man. Make sure that your Monday is amazing, that you have a fantastic day. One thing about it, man, is Monday is another chance for us to start our week. Whether it goes perfectly wrong or whatever, it is another opportunity for you to start that week over again. And that's how we do. A lot of times it's not about how we begin, it's how we finish. But I do say this, a strong beginning often can help you get to a better ending. A strong beginning can help you. If you've ever been in a race before, that's one of the things they always tell you. If you can get out the block strong, you got a better chance of winning your race. This is our weekend. This is our week. Our week starts on our Monday, man. If we can get out of this Monday strong, man, the rest of the week has an opportunity of being fantastic. You control your week, man. You control your destiny, man. Your attitude determines your altitude. So let's just get as high as we possibly can with a great attitude. I'll be back on tomorrow, man, with more of this show, man. I can't wait. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. Remember, I'm appreciative of everybody. And every time you watch, tell a friend, bring a friend. Be back tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. If you're watching on a replay, thank you so much. Leave me a note. Don't forget to follow, share, all of those kinds of things, man, so that people are able to go in. You can like it, you can follow, you can like, you can subscribe, you can do all of those things, man. And I'll be super happy that you did so. All right, I'm getting ready to get out of here, man. Until next time, make somebody feel good today, even if that somebody just happens to be you. And I'll catch y'all on the other side. Peace.
Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV, yeah. Already know Mr. Funny Man, yeah. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show, yeah. Funny Man, coming to you and making you laugh again.